Hi everybody, I'm back on again today with my next few makes in the Dances with Pitbull's hashtag 100 Things challenge. Now I got up as far as number 3, and for my number 4 item I decided I would make some tickets. I have these tickets already that somebody sent me in Iraq, and these are the Tim Holtz ones that you buy in a book, but they're not very pretty, so I decided to start making some of my own. Like this is a single bare naked ticket, but these have no decoration or anything. This one I was playing around with them. Now these are great for using up the long thin strips of paper that you might have left over after a project, especially if you're using 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper a lot, and if it's double-sided even better. Like this is a bit of a double-sided paper, and I just stamp the words love and a curly stamp on it, and it is perforated and just exactly like the normal tickets, or yeah. So here's more. This one has travel. There again, more double-sided fabric, and the words come out of one of these books of stickers that we buy and never get around to using. This one again, this paper that's kind of patterned on one side and plain on the other. And I've got out the Live, Love, Laugh stamp. I've used a lot of the little stamps that come free on the cover of Craft Stamper for these makes, and I think this one looks almost, it looks kind of commercial. There's another one. Now these can be added to artist trading cards, to mini albums, to to journals, really, anywhere you need a bit of interest. And you could also, if you had 3 of them, you could use them maybe as a little belly band in a journal. And they're small and they're easy to include in a rack. And they're great for using up the little scraps of lace and little fiddly bits that come around, that lie around the place. There again, I think they're the Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers. It's another very plain one, pattern paper on the back. And happy birthday, that should be perfect birthday card. There's another similar one, almost identical, except it's congratulations this time. I've made lots of these and I've really enjoyed using up the scraps. That's white on the back, but it doesn't matter. You can put some of those nice little quotes on them. Another Live, Love, Laugh one. This one, what is it? Adorable happiness. There again, nice little things even to tuck into a tag. And here's one made with skeleton leaves and scraps. No words, no nothing, just there again, this would make a lovely belly band or down the side of a page in a mini album or a junk journal. So that's my tickets, that's my number 4. And I am pleased with them, and they used up the little small flowers and their centres. Now the next thing I have for you is, what is it? Artist trading coins. Now, I know most of you think that the latest thing in the craft world is the embellished boxes, and people are swapping them left, right and centre, but there's a new kid on YouTube, and it's the artist trading coins. These are circles, they're about 2.5 inches in diameter, and I leave a link to the video Nina Ribena did about them, and Nina is organising a swap on his Facebook page. Basically the same idea as an artist trading card, except they're round. So here we go. These again, they're just stamped. I had a lot of painty papers and I stamped on them, and I cut out the circle at the back and the sunflower shape. Again, they're just those little freebie stamps, and I made the circles, the centres out of baker's twine, kind of twisted round into a circle, and then I put baker's twine squiggle on it. Now the base for this was some rumpled paper. I scrunched up paper, glued it onto card and covered it with wax, and then I made my own little stencil, little flower stencil, and I put some gold paste on it. Like I had this already made months ago, so I just chopped it up, you know, with the die cut, with the die, yeah, circle die, and that's it. Here's another one. The same idea, use up baker's twine and bits of painted paper and the scraps we had lying around. Now, I also had made this distress oxide background, and I used it for making more coins. There again, the same idea. The image stamped and cut out, stamped onto painted paper and cut out, and then baker's twine and a bit of a flowery trim added. Same thing here. There's no trim this side. I just used the baker's twine as to kind of outline the circle, because I think some of us have a lot of baker's twine and we never really get around to using it or to finishing it up. So this is a handy idea. Then I stamped the bird onto the painted paper. I stamped the background with, I think it's Memento Rosebud ink. I stamped a music script design onto it. Stamped the bird, cut him out, added him to the background as well. And this was, what do they call it, a mosaic background that some of us who were doing the mixed media morsels there about 2 years ago, one of the things was to make a mosaic background. So I did make a mosaic background, and now I'm chopping it up to use it in my projects. And there again, more word stickers, things that would be appropriate to birds. So I made 3 of them in total. So there's loads of artist trading coin videos starting to pop up on YouTube. There, as I said, I leave the link to Nina Ribina's, and she has a link to the person who started it, or I think it's the person who started it anyway. I've edged some of the edges with the kind of metallic pro marker. So there you are. That's number, what are we at now? That's number 5. Now the next thing I made was some vellum butterflies. I followed a tutorial that Jen Evers did on how to make these, and I'll put a link to that in the description box as well. I think she's known as Koala Tea Crafts as well. So here we go. I got out my butterfly stamps. I stamped on vellum. Now I had a packet of really sickly looking yellowy vellum, so I've used that for the background. I've stamped onto it with Versamark, and then used, you know, embossing powders on it. And I use mainly kind of coppery and bronzy embossing powders because I want to have these butterflies to use in junk journals. So then I went off and I cut them out. So I've cut out dozens of these little butterflies, and I added nail varnish to some of them. I don't have that much stickles. My stickles are either used up or dried up, so I didn't put stickles on them. That's what the lady does in the video. She does her butterflies, and she colours them from behind with water-soluble markers. I use these ones. These are, what is it? Crayola Super Tips. They're washable. They're very, the nearest child probably have some of these. They're easy to come by anyway. So I coloured from behind with the marker and added some nail varnish then, and sprinkled a bit of glamour dust, the very fine glitter on them. So there's piles of them. Some of them have glitter, some of them haven't. They're a bit fiddly to cut out, but you know, they will come in useful. Then I did, these are bigger, plainer ones. These have lots of glitter on them. I didn't colour these at the back. These have just nail varnish and glitter. So I've done a few of these. And then I coloured some from the back, turned them over onto the embossed side, and added the nail varnish and the glitter concoction. I think the blue, the turquoise and the green one works out best. But it's a good way of using up your vellum and making embellishments that you can use. There's the pink and purple, pink and lilac. Now, so that was a few sheets of vellum used up and a few nice embellishment made. Now the next thing I made were some tags, some pocket tags. I call them my double-sided pocket tags. I made them from leftover bits of double-sided paper, and as you can see they have two different, because they're double-sided it looks as if there's two different papers, and they have little pockets here that you can put a tag or a ticket or something into. They're all fairly similar. Now this one I've just punched, you know, used one of those Martha Stewart punches from the edge. And this one left it plain. This one is kind of really vintage looking. See, it has 1, 2, 3 pockets. And yeah, that's just 3 pockets. Yeah. There's another one. 3 pockets. Another one made with it's a very wide one. And there's a pocket on the back. So this one has 3 pockets in the front and a little pocket in the back. If you're sending somebody die cuts, this would be an ideal way to kind of package them and present them. Another one. This one has a good big pocket at the back. And more of them. I had some sort of a fancy die here to do the heading in this one. So there we are, and I punched out circles and punched a hole in the middle of them and glued them on for, you know, the little reinforced area at the top. So if anybody would like me to do a video on how I make them, or they want more information on either the tags or the tickets, if you want to know how I make these. And each little ticket is perforated, so it can be torn off, no problem. So if you want to know how I make these, or you want to know how I make the tags, just please leave a comment in the description box. And now for the last thing, I think you remember in my video, well, you might remember in the video I did of my ideas or my approach to this 100 Things Challenge, I showed you bags and bags of crochet projects that I had abandoned. Well, I finished one of them. I finished the big zigzag jacket. So I'm just going to try and move the camera and show it to you. I finished it. It's more of a coat than a jacket, actually. I'll try and go back a bit. Here we go. That's it. Keep going back, Geraldine. Yes, there it is. I finished it on the hottest weekend of the year so far. It's, as I said, it's a coat, it's in chunky wool, and most of it was done in single crochet, so it was fairly slow for a crochet project, but it's finished. And that means there's 3 bags of yarn used up, and I have free space in presses, and I can just hang this up in the wardrobe and that'll be it. Sorry, forget my finger in the way. As I said before, I'm going to use this 100 Things Challenge to finish off some of my projects and try and clear the decks before buying new stuff. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I hope to be back in a few days' time with a few more 100 Things projects. And I'd like to give a mention of 2 other ladies who are doing this 100 Things. That's Kay, who's Kazakins 1, and Sam, who's the Scottish crafter. Now they're much further ahead than I am, but then again, they're not crocheting winter coats now, are they? Sorry about that, I had to make the little dig. Oh, that's the nastiness in me coming out. So love you and leave you. Bye.